Shalom, me homies. It is not happenstance. It is not coincidence that this very powerful weapon of deception known as AI has been unleashed upon the world at this time in history. It's not an accident. It's an act of war. Because God is truth, the opposite of deception. God's enemy is the opposite of all things godly. So as God returns in God's full glory, you can expect this world that is ruled by the enemy of God, you can expect it to come full force with all things ungodly. As Christ returns, the Antichrist will come out guns blazing, and the Antichrist is a spirit that can manifest through men, through women, through technologies, just as the light of Christ can manifest through men and women and all of life. Life finds a way, like water, right? So this is what's happening right now. God, Christ, was always going to be returning at this moment. And so, everything that has happened throughout human history, all the ways in which we have developed our technologies, the avenues that science has taken, research, progress, all of that has been guided by the enemy of God. We have been used as a vector for that. We've been used as tools and cogs in the machine of this beast that is determined to destroy God and all things good, right? Including God's children. We've been corrupted But the only reason we were able to be corrupted, like, you can't corrupt a thing if it isn't first good, right? And we are indeed, at our core, at our essence, we are godly. That is our nature. And that's why the enemy takes delight in destroying us. Okay? And part of that attempted destruction and takedown of God's children and God's creation is to lead us astray, to whisper in our ear, to use the intelligence that God has given us to serve darkness, to manipulate us and groom us into doing that. That's the world we've been born into, a world full of institutions that have us develop our minds and our way of thinking and our way of doing and our way of relating. All of those things have been shaped in the image of the beast that runs this world, the enemy of God. So it was always for this. It's all been leading up to the creation of this ultimate tool of deception, so that when truth returns, when God returns in all God's glory, illuminating everything, exposing the darkness for the lie that it is, the darkness can point to this technology, this tool, this weapon of deception that we've all created, right? That we've all been complicit in creating and are now serving and worshiping, many of us, and say, oh, no, what you're saying isn't true, right? Because, like, we all know that AI is a thing, and, like, that's not real. What you're looking at, what you're seeing, you can't even believe your own eyes anymore, because I assure you it's AI. That's why this has been created. That's why it's been delivered at this moment in history, because God was always going to return now. It's been written. And so it is. And so this is why it's important to go inside, because that's where God lives. You have a direct connection to the truth. Okay? And this is a gift of the Spirit. The ability to discern and to know, to have the eyes to see and the ears to hear the truth when it is before you. And to have the eyes to see and the ears to know a lie when it is before you. It's more important than ever to have that ability. And the only way that you can develop that and be given that gift is to surrender to God. No one else can give it to you. You can't give that gift to yourself. This world can't give it to you. The only thing this world can give to you is a bunch of bullshit lies. And it's been serving you that since the day you were born, trying to corrupt you and remake you in its image so that you will serve it and work in its service and in its army to take down God. God wins, okay? That's a done deal. It's already been done. Now, which side are you on? Okay? Which side are you on? So, it could easily be said, you can't trust your eyes anymore because of AI. Well, if you don't have a connection to God, then yeah, you're only relying on your physical eyes and your physical ears and your limited mind. And that's what this world wants us to do. It wants us to identify with the flesh, because the flesh dies. And if you believe that's who you are, you will go down with the flesh, and you will go down with the lie, you will go down with the world that is going down. But if you turn inward and you go into the heart and you align your mind, your spirit, and your heart and enter through that portal into the kingdom of heaven within you, the eyes with which you see and the ears with which you hear will not be of the flesh but of the spirit. And nothing will be hidden from you. You will not be able to be deceived. So this is the time for that. It's always been the time for that. It's never a bad time to turn to God. But this is the final battle. This is the crescendo. The time is drawing near. Okay? Where the veil will be dissolved completely. And all that will be left is the truth. And if you don't know what the truth is because you have failed to connect to God and to surrender to God, then you will dissolve with the world. You will be lost in the ether, in the chaos. Okay? Nothing is by accident. This is all very calculated. Okay? We're all intelligent because we were all made by God. And the enemy, which by the way is just all those little bits and pieces of all of us that we have pushed aside, that we have rejected, that we have neglected, that we have failed to love. The enemy is the egregore of that. That's what Satan is. It's all of our individual demons. And the way that we overcome the enemy, the way we win the battle, is by embracing and loving and integrating our own shadows. That's our own work to do. No one else can do that for us. You got to go inside to do that. You got to get to know yourself to do that. Know thyself. And you will know what you are not. You are not a lie. You are the truth. And it's already been done. Okay. Love wins. God wins. The kingdom will manifest. It already has, and we're just catching up to it. I hope I see you there.